Okay, so right now we're in the middle of the game.
Okay, so Chumbeque decides to +1 the Shinrei, which is interesting. I suppose they're trying to preserve the Ico and not -3 it.
Well, I would have -4 the Echo to turn off Monument, and also to turn off all the Shinrei tricks.
You can definitely do that, but just looking at Chumbeque's hand.
Well, you have Wander as a follow. You have Wander as a follow-up.
Well, you -4 the Ico gets cleared, and you know that Zhang is going to have a bunch of attackers, so the Wander doesn't really do anything.
Right.
Because the Wander is not very good at dealing with a large board. And here, Chumbeque's kind of in an awkward position, because Ico is probably going to get hit down to 2 here.
Yeah.
And then, I suppose, and I don't know if Chumbeque can save the Ico during the following turn with just the Wanderer.
Oh, let's see. Wanderer puts counters on 2 things. So, that's probably not enough.
You probably could with Wanderer 0 plus 2 Ico +1s,
right.
I'd imagine. But it's going to be a bit of a sketchy situation. Meanwhile, Zangy does have a lot going on. They have Monument, Online, Theocracy, ticking up. Not that Chumbeque has many creatures, but also Void Portal in hand, so they can start fetching whatever they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the problem with Ico -3 there would be that Monument, with some of them play and Shinrei survives.
Right.
So Zhang can start rebuilding with Shinrei to put a rogue into play. At the same time, Shinrei would need to hit phase instead of Ico.
Okay, Chumbeque discards a land off Giant Pickpocket, which gets Zangy a card, and Zangy has Sworn Cohorts.
So Sworn Cohort's kind of interesting tech.
I'm assuming Zangy's just going to put down Void Portal right now, which allows them to transmute Voices Sicilian into a better 2-drop. Okay, they're putting down Shinrei right away.
So, how does Chumbeque get out of this situation?
Draw a board wipe.
I suppose just drawing.
Board wipes don't even help here because Zane can transmute Voices Sicilian for another Shinrei and start getting stuff back.
I suppose if Chumbeque draws a headwind, they have a lock already.
Okay, so Zane is using the portal right now. So what do you think they're going to search up?
Well, sure, we'll see in a second. I don't think they have any locks. Queen and Andrali. I don't know how to pronounce that.
And Darley, the Fierce,
is a notable one of. I'm not sure if there's.
Okay, they're fetching Queen Darley.
I suppose Silent Hypnotist might also be a fetch. It might actually be a better fetch than an Andrali, because Silent Hypnotist does have a Pithing Needle effect. It's not just the preventing casting.
Right. So I guess they're going to Shinrei back a Voices Assailant. So they're still leaving Ico on 3.
Shinrei does not get back. Oh no, Shinrei doesn't only get back rogues. It's just needs a rogue to hit. Right.
Yeah. So what 5-drop could he top deck?
Well, Headwind would have locked out the game entirely, I believe.
Right.
But I don't think Bygone Guardian is good enough here.
So
Chumbeque does have the Wanderer plus Ico combo.
Yeah, but now it's not the best. It's not a good time
to use Ico +1 on Wanderer and then put Wanderer back into play and then use Ico +1 on Wanderer again and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but
interesting they played the Bygone Guardian. They are playing Wanderer.
They're not exactly playing any other spells this turn.
Well, just using Ico +1 on Wanderer and playing Anzen is just gives you an additional.
Oh yeah, right. Maybe Chumbeque didn't realize that.
Getting the Bygone Guardian play is not irrelevant.
Oh yeah. So Ico, you can +1 and then -4 on the same turn.
True, but it's the same problem as last turn.
Chumbeque's doing +1 and then -3.
Yeah, so -3 is even weaker now, and it just runs into Sworn Cohort even.
And yep, Zangy just instant speeds its sworn cohort and sacks it. So now they get to search up Suzume.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure. It's possible that Chumbeke's just locked out here with the pickpockets. I'm not sure how many discards that they can get in a single turn.
Well,
It definitely seems like they have Zane can get at least 2 discards.
well, you get it's 2 discards next turn. It's yeah, you hard cast one of them and you monument one of them.
Yeah, getting them back with picking them back up with Suzume. Though it's interesting that they sacked the voice on assailant instead of a pickpocket. So now they won't be able to get the pickpocket back from the graveyard.
No, they
I
can't.
suppose they can just.
Shinraid's ability doesn't target, so you can hit it with. So you can attack a hit with pickpocket and then sack it in response and then get it back.
I suppose that's true, but I'm not sure why it'd be better sacking the assailant instead of the pickpocket.
I mean, because Suzume can also return to pickpockets.
True, but I'm also saying that you have 2 in play, and you can. I guess the Void Portal was exiled.
Zane comments that this is a lot of loyalty, but I don't think it actually helps Chumbeque that much. Wanderer can't affect the board because its exile ability can't hit anything in the deck.
Admittedly, it's kind of interesting here because Zangy's deck does not put out a ton of damage. So Wanderer, it's possible that Chumbeque can just get enough time to find something with Wanderer activations, because Wanderer does gain a lot of life. Though I imagine that fight isn't good enough here because the pickpockets will come down very often with Monument and Shinrei and Suzume.
Does the Planeswalker deck have anything that you can do at instant speed? Or any cards that are instant speed? Because that's the only way of getting out of the draw step block.
They have Children of the Clouds and Gaze Deeper as the 2 instant speed interaction pieces.
Okay, if they top deck
interaction, so to speak.
They're nowhere closely getting Gaze Deeper off. So they're just looking to top deck Children's, I guess.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Children will be good enough here.
Okay, and Zangy's just doing the Shinrei trick.
Yeah.
I guess.
And it seems like Chumbeque will get punished for not playing the Anzen here.
Yeah.
With a pickpocket and then Suzume picking up the pickpocket and then the monument putting it back down. So they'll be locked out of blue.
Yeah.
And without blue, it seems I can't imagine how the Chumbeque is winning this game.
Okay, no, they're just gonna do it right away. So Chumbeque does get a turn to top deck something before the draw step block comes in.
Yeah, but without blue, I can't imagine anything's good enough here.
Maybe another land so that they don't get locked off of blue, and then they.
Well, then they get locked out of everything. That'd be a good draw if they had an additional land, but
the question here is, how quickly is Chumbeque going to concede? Or when is he going to realize that he's locked out?
Yeah, it seems hard to imagine what the out would be here. Maybe if we're really optimistic, you can talk about like drawing Children of the Clouds and then playing Children of the Clouds and then Wanderer zeroing to buff the Children of the Clouds.
Oh, yeah, you can totally do that.
But really, with Zangy already having a Void Portal available to get Transnaturalist, and they can revive Transnaturalist. I don't think there's any way for Chumbeque to imagine getting out of this.
Chumbeque's definitely thinking about it. So, wait, Chumbeque's trying to. I feel like Chumbeque should be scrying with Wanderer into something right now. Because I feel like you're just trying to scry into Children of the Clouds here.
I suppose that is a way to try and win the game.
Wait, why? But why is he attacking with it when they can just?
Zangy is going to 10 here,
right?
And Chumbeque is at a healthy life total. At the same time, this is kind of a bit optimistic considering the Transnaturalist coming down at instant speed to bounce the Bygone Guardian.
Yeah.
And that being repeatable, of course, with Shinrei and Suzume.
Yeah. Okay, they're just gonna kill Wanderer, I think. They're gonna do a Shinray trick again.
So I guess the question is, what does Chumbeque get in the board? I don't. They have Toddy, Felice, Elaborate Transportation, Forbidden Treasure, Sigil, Radiance. I don't think anything helps them here besides probably Toddy. On the other hand, Zangy has more Silent Hypnotist and a whole bunch of other things. Journeyans probably help here. Again, not too much that's that big of a deal. Cyvid is another good card. But really, this matchup, just from looking at game one, seems to be a race to getting a lock set up. The Chumbeques trying to get Aiko plus Edwin plus Bottom's Journal, and Zangy's trying to get Pickpocket plus Shinrei plus Suzume,
Yeah.
etc.
But Zangy's deck is way more tutoring.
Yeah, very true. Chumbeque does have more, can potentially win a straightforward game. And Aiko -3 does clear a lot. And they do have answers to the Monument / Void Portal with Revenge, Mary coming down, Wrath in the Ward. Seems a bit hard to deal with by Zangy if Chumbeque can get the mana to do so.
Yay. Okay.
And now we should be doing draw step shenanigans with Pickpocket and Suzume.
Okay, so Zane's activating the monument and then bouncing in response to activation. What does that play around? Or compared to just doing it, sequencing it the logical way?
I don't think it matters.
I guess he's just being fancy.
I suppose something like a split second on the monument or something.
I don't think split seconds in the format.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I mean, Suzume's ability doesn't target.
Oh yeah, wait,
they do
right.
have two pockets
Actually,
in
I
play.
think he did come up in a previous game before because the point was holding Pest Belt, and then you can Pest Belt the monument in response to Suzume activation.
Well, if you
that's why you
activate
want
monument and then hold priority, guess what's going to hit the... Wait.
No, basically activate
I
monument,
see, yeah,
hold priority.
that's true.
Yeah.
Very true. Because you'll get the trigger regardless of monument dying.
Oh. Chumbeque is just feeding, saying even more cards.
I mean, it's not like there's much Chumbeque can do. I mean, very optimistically, trying running Children of the Clouds, maybe, but Unleash 2 will makes that even less of a possibility. Since Zane can put down Unleash 2 and then it flips on the next turn, and that will.
Okay, Chumbeque has finally conceded, and so we're not going to have to watch Chumbeque get chipped down from 20 while being discard locked.
Yeah. So it does seem like Zangy does have an edge in this matchup. Seems like Chumbeque kind of was able to do what they wanted to do with turn 2 Bottom's Journal into turn 3 Aiko, turn 4 Wanderer. That just didn't really seem good enough. Maybe Toddy helps in this matchup a fair bit. Toddy is a very good card.
Well, the problem is everything that Chumbeque does is low and not at instant speed. Well, when Zangy has his monument down, then everything that they're doing is at instant speed. Like Planeswalkers are just bad into instant speed stuff.
I mean, a lot of Chumbeque's walkers do have start with a lot of loyalty initially, especially with the Bottom's Journal. And we did kind of see that game that Zangy had a bit of problems clearing them.
Yeah.
This is kind of alleviated a bit post-board since Zangy goes up to 3 Silent Hypnotists.
Okay, Chumbeque has boarded in elaborate transportation, I guess, to protect the walkers.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I wonder if...
elaborate transportation. So...
Yeah, and we see Zangy has Journey's End brought in, which is another way to clear walkers easily.
Well, on the bright side, Zangy does have a pretty slow hand right now.
Yeah, no monument, no void portal.
And Chumbeque has Sworn Cohort. Okay, Zangy doing the turn 1 tapped fetch because I don't think the deck has any 1-drops.
It doesn't look like it. Not even on board. Did they have a 1-drop?
So Chumbeque doesn't draw blue mana, which is a slight problem. but the Sea Workshop might be able to fix that.
Yeah, though it looks like anything Zangy plays here is going to be able to block it effectively.
So is Zangy going to Journey's End a Sworn Cohort?
I think it's really unlikely. I think that niche 2 is the almost certainly play here, just to start surveilling
Right.
and find a monument or other cards. Also, just moving towards flipping the niche 2.
So
He does have answers to flip to niche 2, but it is a threat.
Currently, Chumbeque doesn't have any way of killing his Sworn Cohort.
True. Though I think in this matchup, just preserving life shuttles and having a blocker for the inevitable Planeswalkers coming down, it's probably pretty nice.
Oh, no land. That's not good.
So Chumbeque's probably hoping for a block here to fetch Anzen, which will fix all their mana issues, giving them all the blue sources they need.
Yeah.
But does not happen as expected. Definitely one of your opponents offering a free block in constructed formats. You're pretty hesitant to take it.
Okay, so if Zangy doesn't play Suzumi this turn, then Chumbeque can swing with Risty Workshop to get a blue source.
That seems unlikely. I guess they could. Zangy might just play Pickpocket.
Yeah.
But it seems more likely that Suzume or Andali is coming down. And Andali does, and even ignoring the fact that Zangy might trade with the workshop, Andali, he does have first strike. So again, this is another spot where it seems like Zangy's very much so in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Even if Chumbeque gets the land draws they need to start playing at Avenge and Ico, saying he has 2 Journey's Ends in hand.
Okay, so Chumbeque can swing with Workshop now. And Chumbeque discards Transportation instead of Gaze Deeper.
I mean, it's not like Transportation's doing anything here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they bought it in Transportation to discard it.
Oh, no more. Still no lands.
Yeah,
That's extremely unfortunate.
Workshop will likely get a hit in. I think it's pretty unlikely that the Pickpocket ends up blocking. But still going to be an issue just not having enough lands. They do block, interesting.
Chumbeque attacks with Sworn Cohort.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll probably need to raise here. And we saw last game too that saying you did get pretty low on life. So like Suzume, for example, having life payment is definitely relevant. There's a decent chance we see like saying you playing at the flooded depths on tap, just going to 12 and whatnot.
Sworn Cohort's basically acting as a 2/2 unblockable right now. So yeah, racing. Chumbeque probably wants to race. At least wants to.
Well, I don't think they want to, but they're kind of
they want to. Yeah, they want to pretend that there's a race going on.
So Zhang does draw the monument, though they don't really have that much to do with it since they blocked the Pickpocket. It is obviously nice to have him play and what their deck is built around. But it doesn't seem like they have there's any real combos going on with it right now.
They're not going to play a 2-drop. I guess they're keeping up Journey's End, but are they even hoping to hit with it?
Probably a Toddy. Like if Chumbeque goes land Toddy here.
Chumbeque finally has a land, but it's probably too late. Well, actually, if Zangy doesn't play that many creatures, then I could probably get Chumbeque back into the game.
Okay, so attacking into the monument is with the Risty Workshop is kind of a bit sketchy.
Well, I mean,
I suppose they can do that too. I think the more natural play would just be monument in Suzume and block. Here, I think Chumbeque's pretty happy just elaborate transporting the workshop.
I mean, on the other hand, it does give Chumbeque a scry. Maybe it'll help him scry into another land.
Yeah, give up a land to get a scry one to find another land seems kind of
never mind.
Questionable. I'm not sure why that resolved.
Maybe Chumbeque doesn't actually see the play.
I mean, I'm just like kind of confused about what this elaborate transportation is going to be doing this game. Because elaborate transportation can definitely do a lot of stuff with the walkers, just in general. Whereas like you elaborate transportation in combat to save one and then have it fully stocked up on loyalty for the next turn. But there's just never going to be a chance for Chumbeque to get the walkers down this game. They give up all their lands.
Yeah. Okay,
in this case,
Initiate transforms.
Yeah, and initially transforming this guy here because Zang is hitting in for 7. Oh, sorry, 6. And then Anish2 is going to be able to start pinging away even farther at Chumbeque's 5 total. The voice on Silent Draw is also going to be giving all the threats they need to play off Monument.
Yeah. So if Chumbeque did use Elaborate Transportation last turn and then drew another land, is there any way that Chumbeque can save himself?
Maybe. It'd be a bit optimistic still. You probably need to do something like play Avenge, heal the niche 2, go down like Fey low, then like Aiko the following turn, -3. It'd be a series of draws, certainly. The Bygone Guardian wouldn't have helped though, even if they did save the Rusty Workshop. And basically any of those lines probably end up losing to Zangy's second journey and Journey's End.
Yeah.
It just seems like now Zangy can actually just go for lethal with Journey's End on this one cohort. Which puts lethal into play. And then even if then the elaborate transportation on the niche 2 is forced, and that's never going to be good enough. And just because, not that it will really matter at all, but it probably would have been a good idea to crack the monastery for something beforehand, because you know you're going
I should
to
have cracked the monastery.
getting.
I should have cracked the monastery during before the first Journey's End, right? Because it's a scry.
Yeah, very true. Though in the case of the first Journey's End, I don't think there was ever a case that you needed to crack the monastery. Whereas here you're staying down 10 points of damage at 9 life and need to fetch for a blue source to play the transportation.
And Zangy's just straight up attacking.
Yep, not much else to do.
And I guess Chumbeque realizes that he has the elaborate transport right now to survive.
Yep, that's no, even with the land draw, there's no way that they're getting out of this. Both Aiko and the Wanderer only deal with 2 threats on the board, and Zangy has many more than 2 threats.
And actually, did Queen and Darley do anything this game?
It attacked for 2 a couple times. I suppose in the line where you elaborate transportation, the Risty Workshop, you couldn't actually avenge -2 the niche 2 because the Endali's in play. I don't know if Zangy has another on the board. I don't know if they brought the second one in. Might be a good idea too.
Okay, Zangy is just playing down all the creatures just to make sure that there's absolutely nothing Chumbeque can do.
Yeah, we're playing out the assailants, and then on upkeep they can monument in the Wailing Course for a mind draw. If they decide to do so.
I don't think they're gonna do it. They would have done it. Wait. Well, I mean, Felice. If Chumbeque was on 4 lands right now, Felice would have. Well,
I mean,
wait. If Chumbeque was on 4 lands, then elaborate transportation wouldn't be.
yeah, Felice is interesting. Maybe you do need to slide it in, but the main concern with Felice is that I think in this matchup the +2 doesn't really do that much, and then the -3 is okay. I suppose just working with other planeswalkers is nice, but without Botanage Journal, like in this game, I think it kind of falls apart. And like in this game, if Chumbeque had Botanage Journal, they'd be in a much better spot.
Wait, the deck only runs 20 lands?
Yeah, I think it runs 20. Chumbeque's deck is on 20's lands with like 8 mana rocks or something along those lines.
Is that.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 Journal and then 4 Drain Lines. I don't know if that's enough for how many 4 drops Chumbeque's on. But definitely, Botanage Journal would have been very helpful in this game. And I think I guess with Botanage Journal, Felice is also a different lock in this matchup with Aiko.
Right.
In the same way that Headwind's a lock, except in Felice's case, it's a repeated fog, which I don't believe that Zang can stop, besides just Silent Hypnotist, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the game. And Ninjas gets in the game.
two different decks with trying to set up a lock. In Ninja's case, a discard and draw step lock, and in Chumbeque's case, some Planeswalker type of lock. And Ninja's managed to get there quicker.